Mississippi live from West Point, Mississippi. We are here in advance of the upcoming West Point Prairie Arts Festival. Joining us again, Lisa Klutts, Director of Community Development for the Growth Alliance. So, Lisa, 44th annual, as we said earlier, 44th annual West Point Prairie Arts Festival coming up, as it always does, on Saturday prior to Labor Day. You said 20,000 people are coming in for the big event. What kind of impact does this have on the economy in the city of West Point?
Well, we don't just show up Saturday morning and decide to have a festival.
I guarantee you.
There are a lot of late nights and early mornings and collaboration with the city, with the police department and the sheriff's department, city and public works, and we depend on the city to make the festival happen.
Okay.
Otherwise, we wouldn't just have a festival just for fun.
Yeah.
There's a great impact. We had an economic impact study done back in 2013, and we're going to do one again this year because we feel like this is a good, stable year after COVID to do another economic impact study of the number of people that come into town, staying overnight, shopping, and the things that they bring into the community for sales tax and tourism tax and how we put that money back into the festival.
Gotcha. So with 20,000 people coming in, they're spending their money, you're generating lots of sales taxes, and sales taxes, of course, are the primary source of revenue to municipalities.
Absolutely.
We got the mayor here now, right? Yeah. Sit down, Mayor. Welcome. Rod Bobo, Mayor of West Point. Stay with us, please.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you, sir? We're good. Here we go. Got you on now. You doing good today, Mayor?
I am doing well, sir.
Mayor Rod Bobo, the mayor of West Point, Mississippi, is joining us. So we got, I'm sandwiched in between two celebrities, Lisa and the mayor of West Point. All right, so we've been talking about the Prairie Arts Festival coming up this Saturday, Mayor, the 44th annual. Big deal. I got to tell you, Lisa, I had no idea 20,000. That is impressive because that doubles, right, actually triples the population of West Point. You got a population of about 10,000. You get 20,000 visitors. That's a big deal for a small town like this, Mayor.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kudos go out to Lisa Klutts, Miss Lisa Klutts and her staff. They always do a phenomenal job at hosting this event and making sure all the logistics are in place. We're always excited. Prairie Arts Festival time. It's just going to be a good time for everybody.
Yeah. So I understand it from talking to Lisa earlier that we're sort of back to pre-COVID normal, if you will, or the pre-COVID state with respect to the festival coming up this Saturday. And folks, I think, are ready to be out and about and enjoy that.
Absolutely. As we all know, the virus is still present, but
yeah.
You know, thankfully we are at a point where we can kind of get back to some sense of normalcy. You know, we don't have to, everybody doesn't have to, it's not mandated that everybody walks around mask on. So we're excited about getting back to Prairie Arts Festival as we knew it.
Yeah. It's going to be a big deal. So hopefully the weather, it looks like it's going to be okay for us, the best I can tell. You got the football game going on in Starkville as well later on today. So a lot of folks can come by. We think the game is, somebody will weigh in on that. The game was 6 o'clock, 6:30, I believe.
That's it.
Right, at Davis Wade Stadium, just down the road here. So folks can come out and enjoy the festival in the hours, Lisa, of that?
9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, Mayor, how long you been the mayor here at West Point?
July 1st marked my first year's point. So
okay.
we're into the second year now.
Okay, into the second year. How's the city doing financially, to start with that? Doing all right?
The city is on sound financial footing.
Okay.
We ended the year, you know, in a pretty good place, and we put together a fiscal year 2022-2023 budget that is sound. So financially, the city of West Point is in a good place.
Yeah. What about your funds from the American Rescue Plan? That been received, allocated, putting those into use now?
Sure. We've used some of the funds, some of our bigger ticket issues or items. We have partnered with an engineering firm that we're trying to leverage up to the pot of money that the state has, the dollar for dollar match. I don't know how familiar you are with that.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So we're kind of, I don't want to say at a standstill, but we're trying to posture so that we can get the more bang for our buck, if you will.
What are your priorities there you're looking at investing in?
Sure. We've got several sewer projects. Of course, the city of West Point has a very antiquated sewer system. We have some areas that are more sensitive than others. One in particular that affects one of our premier employers here in town, Pico Food.
Yeah.
So if you would ask me, that one project takes precedent over anything at this point.
I got you. Well, that seems to be a problem, Mayor. Of course, critical infrastructure, roads, bridges, water, plaguing cities across America. We've been talking this morning about the issues down in Jackson. I'm not sure if you're aware, but pretty much no water pressure in the entire city of Jackson. Lots of businesses are sending all their employees home to work remotely.
Oh, wow.
It's a big old problem, and it's a big financial hurdle to address it as well. The governor, I should say, had declared a state of emergency for the city of Jackson. You talked about having antiquated infrastructure here in West Point. Are you at kind of a critical level there that you've just got to address something now, or are you at risk of having these kind of serious problems, you think?
Well, I don't think we're at risk of being in any type of the situation that Jackson is in. However, we do have needs.
Sure.
And
what city doesn't, right?
Absolutely. So the thing that we're trying to do, again, and I'm being a little redundant, is we're trying to leverage our funds so that we get the most good out of this opportunity.
Okay, sure. And I remember early on that was kind of the message from certainly the lieutenant governor said that quite a bit, talking about the matching approach here, that sure. He was relying on the cities to really be good stewards of this money and make sure that it went to those issues and those needs that were of the highest priority and invested in. Now, as I recall, the mayor, its position here in West Point, is it a full-time job?
It is actually, yes, it's a full-time job.
I'm sure.
It's actually listed as a part-time job, just by description, but by virtue of the duties, it turns into a full-time endeavor.
Probably more than that, actually.
Oh, yeah. Two full-times.
Absolutely. What any kind of economic development projects on the horizons you can share with us?
Well, I can tell you that we have retail coming back to our Highway 45 main thoroughfare, which is exciting. I'm told by our economic development engine, which is the link out of Columbus, that we have some pretty promising prospects looking at our industrial park. So good days are ahead for West Point. I'm excited.
The counties in this area and the municipalities as well, you guys work together pretty well with respect to economic development, do you feel?
We do. If there's one issue that I think the county and the city, when I say that I'm speaking West Point, Clay County, the one thing that we seem to be able to find common ground with very little pushback from either party is economic development.
Sure.
We're on the same page on that. Our interests are the same. Among other issues, we've worked together on several things during my term so far.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Mack, he's a go-getter, isn't he?
He is a go-getter, man. He's an absolute wizard at what he does.
He definitely is. And we were just at East Mississippi, the community a few weeks ago, and learned about the Taylor Group and their big project they've got going on in conjunction with a specialized vehicle manufacturer from overseas that really doesn't have any presence here. Pretty exciting project, but it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on. How about your employment and your unemployment? How's that?
I think last time I checked, I think our unemployment numbers are somewhat down. Of course, everything can always be better.
Sure.
As I alluded to earlier, we're excited about retail coming back and the potential of new industry coming in. We're excited about what Pico is doing. They're actively hiring as we speak. They started out, the project was supposed to be somewhere around 300 employees, and I think they're upwards of close to 1,000 employees now.
Wow.
Yokohama is hiring. Our unemployment numbers are down, and I like to say that if if a person can't find a job in West Point, then maybe it's that they don't want to work.
Yeah, I understand.
They're practically begging people to come to work.
Well, I was going to say at the community that particular day were prospective employers that were exhibiting and were visiting with prospective employees, and I was just shocked at the number of great companies in the area looking for work. Good pay, good benefits, good jobs, and, of course, lots of training that is available to them there at the community as well.
Absolutely. And I'd like to add, too, I'd be remiss if I did not mention my good friends out at Plum Creek.
Yeah.
We're excited about what they do as well. The Wombles are doing an outstanding job. They've grown exponentially, over a very short period of time, I'd like to say. And they are one of our premier employers as well.
Awesome. Mayor, thanks for coming on. Good to see you, sir.
Absolutely. Always good to see you.
Rod Bobo, Mayor of West Point, along with Lisa Klutts, the Director of Community Development with the Growth Alliance, have been our guests.